Hi folks, so we are Tuesday 17th of September. I'm very happy. I'm very happy because the scenario is perfectly going in the direction I was thinking. But I do a new audio today because I just received today a short activity. And fast your seatbelt because even with the price pushing at 420, this have happened with them shorting 61% of today volume. 61% of today activity was all short. So I don't know what to say. I mean, they are in a mess. They are in a big mess because to avoid a run who will bring us directly to $5-6, they are forced to short even more. The only hope for them now, because with bigger company they can play tricks with how do you call that? Options, calls and puts. They can play games, to short the stock, but to buy some calls. They do these kind of things. But here, it's a small cap. It's a company with very, very, not liquid at all. So it's very difficult for them to avoid a huge run when there is volume. And today, with the little push in the morning, that pushes to 420, they were forced to drop new short in the market. Friday, I think. Friday, there was the first push, but it was a push was a little bit made with the complicity of the short who have released the break. They have been covering some shares, like not a lot, like 150,000, something like that. But today, they reshort even more than that. I mean, they have short like 200,000. So, and even by doing that, the price go up. So imagine if they don't short. I repeat the words that I have been using in my last video. You can go listening. It was before the run. This is, and I'm very serious. This is a perfect catapult. Really. If, and I say a big if these people, Gorilla Technology, if they are able to pull out good earnings, who go in the right direction with good preview for the end of the year and good prospect for 2025, this can be absolutely insane. Because retail and volume will come, and they are already under the water. They are under the water, why? Not because they have been shorting to death this stock for the last 3 months. No. They only short one day, the day with the big volume of 11 million. And nobody really knows how much short there is. It's always a mystery. I will say between 1.5 to 2.5 million. That's not a lot normally, but the fact that we are dealing with a company who have a float of 10 million shares and 5 million available, this is a completely nightmare for the shorts. I really think that this is my view of the story. I think the new CFO, who have been hired like two weeks or 3 weeks ago, don't remember, he have been thinking how to trap the short. They released this PR, and the short who have been pushing this company down to bring it to bankruptcy like they do everywhere. You know, they have tried with Clove, they have tried with Polestar. They bring this company under $1 to force them to go in bankruptcy so they can make millions by covering short at zero. Unfortunately, more and more I see companies that have strategy to trap them. Clover Health, the CEO, have been pushing $2 million to buy back shares at 114 and 188, and have great preview with the future. And they were forced to cover 28 million shares, and they remain with 20 million. Here it's another kind of beast. It's not a big company. There is not a lot of shares running around. The short have not been pushing this down for months. It's just that this PR brings so much volume for a small cap like that the short were forced to drop like 2 million shares in the market. But 2 million shares in a company where there is not a lot of stock available and where retail are coming in, I mean, I hope, I think it's possible because there is not a lot of unconscious people in the stock. I see very mature people who have done the due diligence. If the retail have the courage to keep their shares, or maybe sell them and rebuy them, might depend. It's a big mess. I mean, you will see, remember, mark my word somewhere, I don't know when, I don't know how, but if the earnings naturally are not a disaster, and I hope it's not the case, but I don't think that the company will pull out this kind of PR of buying back shares if the earnings are bad. I don't think so. But I don't know when, I don't know how, but this stock one day, in the days to come, will have several halted on the upside. And the problem is that this is not a scam. This is not a biotech company who have earnings in 2028 and 2030. This is a company making money, having pipeline with a worldwide, Egypt, Taiwan, Colombia. I mean, the fact they didn't let the share run, it was Thursday, I think. I mean, just before the Friday, yeah. The fact they didn't let it run, and they decide to block the run by dropping shares, they have done an error, because now people are talking about gorilla technology. People see the chart. Like I've been coming to the stock because I see the chart. The chart, you need to remember this, was already in a bull mode before the news. If you look at the chart, the days before on very low volume, the chart was already curling up. So it's not it's not that it was flat, dead, and then there was a good news, and bang, the price exploded. It was another scenario. The price was already curling up. There was already some retail into it, and then the PR hit the wires. So I really suspect the new CFO have been thinking in a strategy to force them to do that. And now they are in a mess. The proof is today action. I've been seeing, I suppose you see the same. Directly we push up, we fill the gap that we have been doing in the early morning, and from the filling of the gap we go up, 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 and finally big push at 420. And then at 420, in order to block the run again, they short again. Well, not the same amount that the first time, because the volume was lower. But they certainly dropped 200,000 shares. So now they are in a kind of mess, because even by dropping 200,000 shares, the share closed at 389, was a lot higher than the day before, and touched 420. So I don't know how they are going to come out of this mess, especially knowing that before the 30th of September, we have the earnings. Imagine the situation if the earnings are good and they are underwater with 2 million shares short on a teeny float like that. That will be a disaster. I urge you to prepare yourself mentally to have an exit plan, because it will be, it will be a mess. It will be very wild, running up and down, big manipulation, halted. Stock will be halted several times. It will be very difficult for the nerve to manage the situation, because now they are trapped. I mean, even by shorting, the price go up. So, honestly, I was not expecting touching 420 by Monday. I think we may go between $4 and $5 before earnings, and now we touch 420 directly. Now, this morning, we touched 420. And we only close at 390 because they short actively. So this is huge. This is huge. Because finally, what are the real numbers? The real numbers. Basically, with the float available, we have 50% short. 50% short. And I don't see how they are going to push people out to cover, because people actually are accumulating. I'm reading on stock tweets that people buy and buy and buy. And you don't have the mass of day trader around this story until now. You don't have a lot of people. What's going to happen if there is volume with this amount of share to cover? And I really don't know, because in order to block the price, they will need to short even more. And more and more and more. At the end of the story, we will have 100% of the float, available float, who will be short. So I don't know. It's very strange. This situation is very strange. I mean, today you have seen today action. The morning it was, control volume that pushed us to 420. It was not, big story. If you type the GRRR in Twitter, with the sign of the dollar before, you can find all the message talking about the stock. Nobody is following Gorilla Tech. Nobody. Very, very rare. So Imagine if the majority of the traders are not here and they are already forced to short in order to control the rise, what they are going to do. I really don't know. And to be honest with you, I'm a bit afraid because I'm asking myself how we are going to manage the situation, because we are going to be a little bit excited, you know. Imagine good earnings and the stock open on 10 million volume at $15. What you're going to do? They expect you to sell, to cover, but there will be other people who will be buying. So how they're going to do? Because now we are running up on very low volume with few people. Well, I don't want to repeat myself, but I think you understand what's going on. I was very, very surprised, to be honest with you, that when I read the today numbers, to see 61% of today volume short. Yesterday, Friday, it was normal. We have a run, 43-45% short activity. They release the break a little bit, so we go up. Well, that's logic. But now we touch 420 and we close at 390 with 61% short activity. What's going to happen when there is volume? I mean, I'm very serious. I'm not trying to pump the story. I really tell you what's going on. So, folks, I don't know. It will be a wild race, and please, you need to have a plan, because this thing will be without control, and you will be doing stupid things if you don't have a plan. If the stock go higher, you know, let it go. Let it go. Some other people will be doing money, but you need to have an exit plan, because it will be unconventional. It will be very difficult to have your mind cool and aware in the middle of this kind of story. Do your maths. It is as simple as that. The numbers are the numbers. If we close like today with 61% of the volume short, what's going to happen when there will be volume? Because this is not volume. Volume was last week with more than 11 million. Friday and today, we are around 1.5 million. That's 10%. Like, well, not 10%, 15% of the volume of the big run of last week. So it's very low volume. And the funny part of the story, I think the vast majority of the shares we are trading actually are the short share, the phantom shares that doesn't exist, that they will need to cover to give them to the owner, because retail are accumulating, and basically you will see, I think maybe end of this week, you will have volume of 900,000 with the price pushing 25% on 900,000 of volume. The volume will be going down and the price will be pushing up because there is no shares. And they are forced to drop more shares short to have a market. Insane. Let's try to be calm, but honestly, I didn't expect to be in the middle of this kind of mess. It will be very special. And again, I repeat, they don't have the puts and the calls to play tricks. So it's even more difficult for them now. Certainly they're going to lose money here, but how much? If I was them, I don't take the risk that the earnings are good. I cover my short as soon as possible. I pay $4, $5, $6, $7, and then, that's it. If the earnings are good, okay, let it rise, I short again. But if they continue to control the rise of the price by shorting more, and the earnings come in this environment, this will be kind of a ticking bomb, really. Trade safely. I will try to keep you informed of new information, but I think we are in a good position here, folks. Really good. Take care.